think outside the box, if you will. I mean, go there, go off campus. Let's think this through. And sure enough, that's where the Mustang was born. When it finally hit, it took the country by storm.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Cars in Context. I'm your host, John Clor. You know, this is the Motor City and this is the show where we put cars into the context of your everyday life. We love to celebrate our automotive heritage here in Detroit and Grosse Pointe, but we'll make no apologies for our decidedly Detroit perspective. And boy, you better pull up the chair today. Put the kiddies away, put them to sleep, send them outside to go play in the snow, do something, and pull up close to the TV because we're gonna let it all hang out today. We're gonna ask you the very private question, and you have to answer it honestly. Are you driving an ugly car? That's right. We're gonna tell you if you are, and to bring us that information and to actually shame you into why buying that stupid ugly car in the first place, we brought in none other than Chris Sawyer of thevirtualdriver.com. Chris.
Hi,
You're looking
John.
mighty good today, Chris.
Oh, thank you, John.
Yeah.
With an intro like that, I'm surprised you don't have that Saturday evening horror movie show.
I'm working on it.
Are you driving an ugly car?
There are some scary, scary ugly cars out there.
Oh, yes.
There really are. And folks, I hate to tell you this, but some of you, I'm not going to name names, some of you are driving horrifically ugly cars, and you have owned ugly cars in the past. We're going to take you through a little tiptoe through the ugly car
And these
world.
are only some of them, because one just popped in my head that I should have put on that list.
We'll do another show after you send in your hate mail. But after that. But before we do that, let's find out what's happening.
In the news.
You're right. Okay. Speaking of crazy things, you remember when at the auto show and we saw the Nissan Titan that kind of looked like an F-150?
Kinda.
Okay. Well, folks, we've been going to the auto show and we've been watching the Chinese automakers, and all they do is they take somebody's design and they just copy it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they've been doing it for years. And so now, we've talked about this before. Now, no one has topped this one. This is the worst of all time. Another Chinese company is blatantly ripping off one of the most stylistic cars out there, the Land Rover Evoque.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they this company, this Chinese company, introduces this new model, and they pull the cover off, and everybody goes, oh, "What?" It's a total, complete copy of the Land Rover. It's called. Are you ready for this? The Landwind X7.
Ooh.
Landwind.
So they couldn't come up with a copy name either.
No, that blows. But anyway, it has a base price of 80% cheaper than the real Land Rover.
What a surprise.
Yeah, it's Chinese. So you buy this car instead of the dealer at the dollar store.
It's not welded, it's all toy tabbed together.
So anyway, the Land Rover is furious. Now, you guys should remember that there was a blatant copy of the F-150 a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You remember this?
Mm-hmm.
And the pickup was made by the JAC company in China.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And then when it was introduced, it never reached the showroom floor because Ford got their lawyers together and even in China stopped the thing from being produced. So we only can hope that Rover doesn't roll over on this one.
You know, there's another story of this too, but I was told this by a Chrysler person. When Chrysler was negotiating to do the Beijing Jeep.
Oh yeah.
And it was the Cherokee at that point.
Uh-huh.
Francois Castang and the other executives went in to sign the agreement, and Castang told this fellow that no sooner had we signed the agreement than we go outside and I see one go down the road. It was a copy. They had already copied it.
There's something. Give me some better news.
I don't know about that. Two major lobbying groups for automakers in the U.S. just agreed to formulate policies that will protect data in cars from getting hacked.
Balderdash.
I thought you were going to say something else.
They'll hack anything.
Bloomberg reports that the Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers and the Association of Global Automakers,
sounds official,
represent all the major car companies operating in the U.S., are behind the effort. Also, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says that they're also developing standards on cybersecurity for cars. Let's see. Let me see here. The government's involved.
I feel so much better.
It's what, 2015 now?
Yeah. I feel so much better that NHTSA's going to help.
Carry the one. I'm thinking about 2052. It should be ready.
Oh, Lord. So, folks, you know, when you get these wonderful infotainment systems in your car, Jay, count on it. Someone's going to get into that thing, because when NHTSA is going to be in charge, you know, they can't figure out anything. They should be. You saw our show, Is NHTSA Worthless?
Can't find you know what with both hands.
Yes. Yeah, and that's not reverse. Okay. So, listen, here's some really discouraging news. Have you been car shopping lately?
Well, no. Not
Well, when you
really.
go to the dealership, and I like to mess around and look at all things I can't afford. You know, like my wife, my house, my taxes, all that.
Eating,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't believe the price of pickup trucks.
Oh, yeah, I've had a couple of, I could not believe them. when
Now,
I
I know they're all becoming more luxurious. They have everything on them. I mean, these are like conies with everything on it. This has everything. These trucks today are phenomenal. But Ford, the top line F-250 Platinum, now that's a Super Duty. F-250 is an expensive truck. But it
Yeah.
starts, are you ready for the base? It starts at $55,000.
Oh.
Yes. And the top line Platinum with all the options, 70 grand. That's right, 70. You could buy a house in Harper Woods for that. $70,000.
Yours, in fact.
Yeah, mine. In fact, it's for sale if you have 70 grand. Come up and see me after the show. But they actually talked to the marketing manager. He said, you know, there's opportunity past that with the Platinum Super Duties. He said there's enough high-end customers that they've done research are willing to pay over 70 for the right.
Well, you do know that Mercedes was going to introduce a pickup truck in the U.S. market.
Why are you giving it? That's a whole other show.
Well, they decided not to do it.
Oh,
But
can you imagine how much that would have cost?
I can't count that high.
Okay, give me something more fun than this. This is
Okay.
depressing.
Now, the OEMs want to delay the sound rule for electric vehicles.
Wait a minute. The sound rule for electric vehicles. We talked about
It's
this.
sort of like the ground rule for ground rule doubles.
Wait a minute. No, we talked about this. You said that electric cars could hurt people.
You can't hear them.
Well, so what?
Well, if you're deaf, I mean, if Helen Keller crosses a road
Oh,
and
no.
an EV, no, anyway.
Do they have to make noise? Do they really? I thought there's noise pollution.
Yeah, but you know, going back to this hacking thing, you could hack that sound chip, and boy, that could be fun.
Imagine you hack the sound chip and your car's making noise all the way down the road.
Yeah, I'll tell you
No, so now what do they want to
15-year-old.
do? What are they going to do now, Chris?
Well, NHTSA has mandated that EVs must emit a sound at low speeds to warn people they're approaching. But now some automakers are trying to get the agency to delay the rules because NHTSA won't finalize the regulations until next year. And the Detroit News reported that the phase-in period was supposed to start in 2016,
Yeah.
but
So-
automakers are worried they won't have enough time to develop the sounds. I think it should sound like a Jetsons.
What's the question? Just bring my. Hey, I got my little nephew in the backseat. He just goes like this. There's a sound.
Trust me,
Put
it'll
it on a
sound worse
microphone.
than that. And they want to wait until 2018 to implement the rules. Not all the automakers are worried, though. Fiat says they've used leader dogs to help them develop a unique sound for the 500e, which is probably, hey, get out of the way.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? The Fiat?
Yeah.
Listen,
That's that same Fiat he doesn't want you to buy because it costs him $14,000 each
That's right. That's
time
right. The
somebody buys
five,
it, but yeah.
folks. This is craziness. You know, your cars are too loud, your horns are too loud, and now you got to make the electric cars are too quiet. Mm-hmm. Good Lord, stop! Please stop. Oh, listen. All right, let's talk about some other sales news. I like prices. I'm on a price kick today. Remember we had that economic downturn in 08, then everybody kept their car like forever?
Oh, yeah.
So nobody's driving a new car during our recession.
And then we had cash for clunkers.
Oh, yeah, that was another genius.
We're from the government, we're here to help.
Yeah, yikes, please stay out of this. So, they didn't help us, but cars were getting so old that everybody's driving around an 11-year-old car. My car was like ancient. I mean, it got to the point where you can't get parts for them anymore. It's bad. So anyway, so check this out. What that did is it put so many used cars off the market because nobody traded anything in, nobody bought
Right.
anything new,
Right.
that used car prices were so high to find a clean used. There was no such thing as an off-lease car. And if there was, it would go for big dollars now. But the new news is that the analytics division of TrueCar says that before 08, before the downturn, the average new vehicle retained about 46% of its value after 3 years. But by last summer, that number's up to 54.5. Now we've had this wonderful resurgence, right? Well, what's happening is we're putting so many new cars back into the marketplace, and the lease cars are now flooding the market that by 2019, when the leases are all up, that we're going to sink to those '08 levels again. So it's time, if you have a used car, it's time to get out of it.
I'm not so sure about this because my VW dealer has been after me to get my car off lease early. He wants me out a year early for my lease.
I didn't tell you this. That's because on the back somebody put "wash me" on the tank. That's why he wants it, because it's embarrassing. And the dealer, it's got the dealer plate name on there.
You've seen my car.
Yeah.
It is winter, John.
No, I'm sorry. No. But isn't that crazy? Yeah, so folks, it's hard to tell when to trade in your car or not. You know, you find these studies, and the best time to trade in your car is when you can afford it. That's what I say.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
Okay, well, if that's enough of that, let's go to something more fun. Let's go to car trivia time. Now, since we're talking today about ugly cars, we're going to give you the trivia from Ugly Land. Are you ready for this, folks? Here's the trivia question. Chris, this is great. When was the last AMC Pacer? Remember the Pacer?
Oh, very well. Yeah.
Oh, here's a picture of it right here. Oh, look. Oh, what was that noise? That was Jeremy Dulock falling down from laughing in the control room. It's so ugly. Yeah, you're right. What's Jeremy? No, yes, Jeremy, people did actually drive that car in 1975. In 75, they said this was going to be the cutting-edge new car. Didn't last that long. When was the last one produced? So think about it.
Not soon enough.
Think about it. And when we come back after the break, we'll give you the answer right after this. Hi, and welcome back to Cars in Context. I'm your host, John Clor. Today we're talking about, are you driving an ugly car? We're going to shame you. We're calling you out. Have you owned some of the ugliest cars ever to cross the roads of America? And if you have, we're going to explore why you're buying ugly. What attracts you to ugly? And to sort that out, we have Chris Sawyer, thevirtualdriver.com, a beautiful person. I mean, we have to call out the ugly people.
Yes.
It's time, you know, I know in this day and age where you don't bully people, we're not going to bully you for driving. We're just going to say, you know, you have choices in life, and life is short, so why drive an ugly car?
Get some glasses.
Yeah, but so that's why we had our trivia question before the break. I hope you got this, because I know you probably saw Wayne's World. I know you know what an AMC Pacer looked like. It was supposed to be the car of tomorrow, and it didn't last very long. It came out in 1975. Here's that picture that almost killed Jeremy in the control room. He died laughing. That was what the car looked like. Okay, so here was the question. When was the last AMC Pacer produced? Remember, it came out in 75. When was the last one? Ready?
I know it was an 80 model year.
Well, the last AMC Pacer rolled off the assembly line up in Kenosha, the AMC plant, on December 3rd, 1979. Wasn't the car of tomorrow. It was uglier than a fishbowl, really.
Oh, but there was one in town that was on eBay recently. The guy had lowered it. He had put big wheels and tires on it. He built the motor, and it was triple black. And it was, I hate to say it, pretty darn cool.
You see what was
It
ugly
was so
back
ugly,
then?
it was cute.
Yeah. You ever get that one, too?
Just like my mom used to say about me.
You're so ugly, you're cute. Go to school. Okay. But, Mom, they're going to make fun of me.
They do anyway.
Yeah. So we have to talk about this, folks. I hate to bring this up. Get the kids out
No,
of the
you don't.
No, I'm going to bring it up. Get the kids out of the room.
You've been looking for it.
You know, I don't want to accuse anybody out there, but I know you've bought these cars, and we have to find out what is wrong with you, because you know, this show is we're trying to help you here. We want you to understand cars are supposed to be art.
Why did you suddenly become Fraser Crane? I'm listening.
It's like Dr. Phil. Yeah, if you buy one of these cars, Cars in Context can't help you. You need Dr. Phil. So, Chris, let's look now at some of the, now folks, we're going to give you this list. We're going to start with a car. Now, Chris is going to start this one off. We're not going to go all the way back. We're going to try to find some of you that may have had, let's go back to like the mid-'80s or something, and just start picking out a few. We're going to do another show, so don't save them all. But let's start off, Chris, with this one. This is, now I had a 1984 Mercury Topaz. The Tempo, this is an 88, Chris. The Tempo was the best-selling car in all of Canada, eh?
Well, tell us all about our friends of the North.
What don't you like about an 88 Tempo?
Where do I start? That thing is just god-awful ugly.
Oh,
And they got rid of
Wait
that. The 88 was the second roof line, which
okay.
really screwed up the styling.
Yeah, okay.
It was supposed to be the Aero look. All it was a stretched Escort. Ford had gone through four separate small car designs from front to back, including one that was a blatant ripoff of the first Subaru Legacy.
That's true.
Which was an ugly car.
All right. So if you bought an 88 Tempo, folks, just own up. This one here, though, I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. Folks, remember the ovoid?
The fish mouth Taurus, as we like to call it.
The 86 Taurus. Here's an 86 Taurus sedan. Chris, now listen, didn't Jack Telnack have something to do with this car? Or was this not Telnack? Because we know Jack.
Yes, we know Jack.
And people said that you don't know Jack.
When they first showed it to us,
They say you drink Jack.
it was photographed so well that you sit there going, that's really neat. And I remember they were showing us some of the clinic, and one of the guys said, "Wow, that looks like a Jaguar."
This is
Where in
okay,
Taiwan?
folks, I'm going to say, if you bought this, I'll show you the next one. Here's an 96 Taurus wagon. All right, Jenny, I love you, dear. But remember, you wanted that 96 wagon to put the hockey equipment in for the boys, and you had it like a week because when you pulled home, she bought one of these.
Really?
And we sent it right back. We got a WinStar.
Was it because it was ugly or because it was defective?
No, my kids are really big, and we couldn't get their hockey equipment. No, but that wagon was even worse than the. All right. But
Yes.
listen, I had one right around that time, like 96. There were some crazy looking cars. It was a sport, the sport compact craze was going on. Check out this 99 Toyota Supra. What is with that wing on the back? Now this one has the obligatory fart pipe on the back.
Well, yeah, and that's what happens to those cars,
Those kids that would
unfortunately.
take the muffler off and put the pipe that went.
In the day, they weren't bad, but when they put the basket handle
But
wing
what's
on
with
it,
that wing,
and,
Chris? That looks like a giant potato peeler.
I can't argue with you there.
You know what you do? You drive that car through a vat of potatoes and sell them to McDonald's, and then save the whole process over at the. I don't know. That's bad. All right. Now this next one, Chris, in 1999,
He doesn't agree with me on this
I
one.
totally disagree, folks. There's a lot of these rolling around in Grosse Pointe. For those of you who had Lincolns, Chris, why?
They're fine cars to drive.
This is a '99 Lincoln LS, which was what the DEW platform.
Yeah.
DEW 90, great platform.
Which,
had a V8
which
in
started
it.
off as DFC 55, which had gone on for 10 years before they got the car out.
But what's, Chris? I had an LS for a while. What's wrong with it?
Well, unfortunately, we don't see the back end of this thing.
Oh no.
Where the taillights go one way and the opening for the license plate goes the other way, and you just can't take your eyes off of it because it's like looking at it's like looking at an accident.
Okay.
And you're wondering why they didn't fix the
Try
car.
not to be cruel. If you own an LS, let me apologize for Chris. He was
Don't
in
apologize for me. Nobody can apologize
I was
for
once told by another staffer at Auto Week when we worked together. I had once written something, and she said that I was entitled to my opinion, no matter how ignorant and uneducated it may be.
And would that have been Marcia or would
Marcia,
have been
Marcia.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, figures.
This one, okay, this is everyone cuts this one
This
out.
one's so easy it's shooting fish in a
I
barrel.
went to the long lead for this vehicle in Lake Placid. This is the 02 Pontiac Aztek. I was at the auto show when they announced this car. Look at the Aztek. What were they thinking?
I'll tell you what, a friend of ours, whose dad was in the design center at the time, told us that this was a Wayne Cherry personal project.
No way.
And he kept telling everybody who was arguing about it that you just don't understand. The kids will get this. The kids will get this. You don't understand. And in fact, Ford and Chrysler were watching this real closely because they already had programs going because they heard about this thing, and they were going to build their own crossovers off their minivan platforms.
Wow.
And unfortunately, not only did the guys who were looking at it not get it, nobody else did either.
The kids didn't buy it. Young people didn't
And
buy it
by
at
the
all.
way, if you're seeing a whole bunch of new ones on the road recently, since the GM bankruptcy, it's because there were 20,000 of them left over. They still had them,
Yeah.
and they sold them for about, I think the average I've heard is about 8 to 10,000 a piece. I would have bought one for that.
I remember doing a column when this was out, The Hidden Aztec Nation. And it was on one of the garages at the Ren Center where they parked them all because they couldn't sell them. And they were lease cars for all the employees.
Oh, yeah.
This car never sold to the kids. In fact, older women bought them because they were funky. And I don't know, the car was, they had a great interior. It was like a,
Let's just call
the
it-
interior was cool.
Yes,
But it was crazy.
but
All
it was crap.
Now here's one here's a ute that I can't stand. This 06 Nissan Murano.
The second generation one had the nose like the Cylon warriors from the original
Seriously,
Battlestar
the
Galactica.
nose, it should be, it's Murano whoever bought it. I mean, that is hideous. You're going to drive around like that? Have you no self-respect, folks? I mean, I hope you trade in your Nissan.
And like the Aztec, it had a nice interior.
All right, now this one, I don't agree with you on this one, Chris.
You don't agree with me on this one, really?
I know, like the
Really?
Dodge Caliber. This is an '06 Caliber. What was wrong with the Caliber? Are you not a gunsmith?
Besides everything?
Can't tell me what caliber it is.
Besides everything?
No, what's wrong
It
with
was
it?
designed
It's kinda- it's like-
originally as a crossover, and then they said, you know what, let's make that our small car. And it was this funky, blocky, overdone sort of piece of...
right.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, a lot of you have seen this. You bought this for your kids. This is an '07 Ford Focus Coupe. A lot of people were polarized by the Focus 3-door, the hatch. They thought,
Oh, especially when it came out. It was
what is
out
that?
there.
It's a spaceship. Oh no! But the coupe was kind of, they tried to dress it up from the European version, and it didn't quite work.
Well, and they had the front end that looked like it was done by the JV team.
Yikes.
Sorry.
This one is an '07 Dodge Avenger. Now, they did have a great Stormtrooper model of the Avenger.
Yes, and they should have taken every one of those and crashed it into the Death Star.
So here's one, as you crash into a Death Star, the 2011 Toyota Yaris. The Yaris.
The only
I mean,
Yaris that I saw that looked good was the Yarno Truly Edition. I was at Frankfurt. It was lowered, had huge tires on it. They were so big that it couldn't turn. And you're looking at it going, okay, and it had fender flares and the whole nine yards. Every other one,
Toyota
no.
should, when first they had the Echo, why?
Oh, now that,
Ugly,
that
now
was
Yaris?
a truly ugly car.
So, okay, now how about this? Folks, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. If you own this, just please go see your doctor. This is a 2011 Infiniti Q56 SUV. I know it's a really expensive car, but you're not cool. Look at this thing. What?
It looks like a steam train from the 30s.
Who thinks? All right, who thinks that's good looking?
Somebody in Japan.
Folks, please, that's not, okay, so you got some money. It doesn't make you beautiful. Oh my God, Lord. All right, now this one, when I first saw this Hyundai Veloster, the 2012 Veloster, it was, the paper said, oh, it's so cool. It's like, but it looks like some kind of a fishing accident.
Well, it's got two doors on one side,
this is on
one door on
Deadliest
the
Catch.
other.
This car was caught on Deadliest Catch.
And from the back, it's just ugly.
Okay, now, Chris, you picked this next one. This is a very expensive, this BMW, a 14.
Yeah, the BMW i3.
Why do you think?
Why do I think it's ugly? Why does it have that drop down in the window at the back? That's just stupid. And it's got the black around the front. It looks like a bloody raccoon.
No. Oh, speaking of raccoons,
Yes.
the Kia Soul. This is a 2014. The Soul. Listen,
They lost.
Kia. Why are you using hamsters to sell your cars? Oh, the millennials really relate to the dancing hamsters, and they do this other thing.
Because the gerbils had the wrong image.
No, the wrong gerbil. Folks, guys, if you're buying a Kia Soul, you're not going to pick up any chicks. Now they have a new commercial with the chick hamster. This is a big fallacy. The Soul will not get you the chicks. The Kia Soul.
But it's it is
you have
a
no
nice
soul if you got a
little-
car. Call your car a Soul.
It's
okay?
a nice little car.
It's
but
too
it's just
weird.
Yeah.
And hamsters driving makes it weirder. Come out, folks.
Stop
Smoking weed. It's not legal here yet. Okay, go ahead.
The next one, I don't agree with you.
I totally can't. The Fiat 500.
You think that it should be floating in a toilet bowl is what you think.
They're perfectly that shape.
Yes.
If it was a giant toilet bowl and you bought a brown one, it's horrible. That car, the sexy Italian?
Frank Stevenson, who designed the Mini in 2003, did that car. And let me tell you, it's nicely detailed. It's a little feminine and round, but
just decorated with corn. Okay, so this next one is the Nissan Cube. I have seen this on the road. This is horrific.
You don't like the window that goes around to the side? And
C-pillar?
yeah.
What psychedelic drug are they?
It's mushrooms.
Is this mushrooms or
Special
ecstasy?
mushrooms.
The design. If you have a Nissan Cube, just sell it now. It's horrific.
They're getting rid of it.
Now here's the worst one of all of them. I know you. Don't tell me about. I'm going to first show this. This is the Nissan Juke. Otherwise,
It's one letter off.
If it's a joke, this makes the Etzel look beautiful. Now, Chris, you are defending it for some reason.
Because it's great fun to drive.
Oh.
The turbo and all-wheel
Yeah,
drive, that
she's
thing's
ugly, but
great.
she's got a wonderful personality. Seriously? That's
Wasn't it?
That is hideous. If you have a Juke,
Wasn't that code for?
can't you just spray paint it with like flat black and like put
Oh,
some-
that'd be cool because Nismo does a version of
Now
that.
the last one here we saw at the auto show, Chris. I got to put this out there. The F series. This is definitely F. This car's this Lexus RC. This grille is ripped off from the 1961 Plymouth. One of the ugliest cars in all of humanity. Oh my God, that was terrible, folks. We're sorry if we offended you, but please start looking for cars driving.
I'll tell you what's even worse than the RCF is the base RC with the strakes in the back. Why?
Okay, but now it's time for something more fun. Now we're going to give you it's time for pick of the week.
Cool, it's about time.
That's right.
Oh,
This
another
one-
picture.
That's right.
Oh,
Now
funny
this
how-
one is sent by somebody who wants to know what 1 horsepower is. Look at this car. Now here's a car shooting down the road. Look in the back seat. See the head coming out? That is a small horse. He doesn't have a trailer, so you put the horse in the back seat, and that.
The only thing that'd be better if he was driving a Mustang. Or a Pinto, because I think that's what he's got in the back
looks like
seat.
a Shetland pony. Folks, I don't know why you send me these crazy pictures, but keep them coming. Send them to me, Clor at carsandcontext.com, and we'll put it on the air. But the Pride My Ride is my favorite part.
Cool, let's go.
Here is a picture. This came to me from a guy named Jason Shembry in Livonia. Pride of My Ride. He's got it. Guess what? Jason sent me in this picture of his. Here he is standing in the engine compartment of his '94 Mustang, working on it. And now here's this. Look what happened after a couple of weeks of work. It's now on the cover of Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forwards. Jason really did a great job on this
Nice
car.
job.
He has pride in my ride. If you have pride in your ride, send it to me, Clor at carsandcontext.com. We'll put it on the air, but there's more.
Yes,
Now it's time when we call up Lauren Parrott of WMTV to see if there's anything at all in the Cars in Context mailbag. Lauren, is it possible we have some mail?
It is possible.
And not only that, you're carrying something. Excellent.
As long as it's not a
Thank
gun,
you,
we're all
Lauren.
set.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. Okay, Chris, we only have a couple minutes left, but I want you to try to tackle this impossible first question.
Okay, this one comes for us from Sam B. of Grosse Pointe Woods, who watches Cars in Context on Comcast Cable Channel 915.
Yeah, HD.
HD, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Dear Chris, love your show on global warming, or is it climate change? Aren't you guys afraid that you'll be ridiculed for not following popular belief on this very polarizing topic?
No.
Don't you think that you, speaking out against it, will serve to discredit your blog and TV show? By the way, it seems cold, very cold again this winter. Well, I'm not sure I understand, Sam, because if I want to be a lemming, I'll just walk off the cliff.
That's why.
But and even the Pope is in on this
Yeah,
right now.
I heard that.
And the whole story behind that is the scientific community within the Vatican is using it as a way to prove that they're cool again. And don't get us for all that Galileo stuff.
Galileo.
Really?
Yeah.
Stand up for something.
Sam, we take that as a compliment. We're not following the crowd. That's why you watch Cars in
That's because
Context and watch.
we're right.
That's why you read the Virtual Driver. Now this one is special. This came to us from Beverly Burns of Grosse Pointe, who watches Cars in Context on Comcast. I met Beverly recently at the War Memorial, and she said, John, I'm working with a group planning some events encouraging women and girls to go into auto-related science and technology fields. And one of the events, it's hoped, would be planned around a woman's car collection. Do you or your viewers have any ideas on how I might track down a woman in Southeast Michigan who collects cars? Not sure if it matters whether domestic or foreign, old or new, or one make from another. Help me. So folks, if you have information about a female car collector in Southeast Michigan, send it to me, Clor at carsandcontext.com, or call the War Memorial and tell the folks there and get it to Beverly. Beverly, by the way, is the widow of Ben Burns, who used Longtime
At Detroit News,
Detroit
yeah.
News, which your brother and I worked for many, many years. Beverly, that was a tough question. I know I don't have the answer for you, but we're going to find it, right? And we're counting on you, you viewers out there. Oh, now they're mad because we called your car ugly and you won't call in. Oh, no. Folks.
Oh, they'll call in with pitchforks.
That's right. Well, Chris, thanks a lot for coming out here and
You're
calling
welcome.
everybody out. Folks, sell those ugly cars and buy some beautiful stuff you saw at the auto show. Remember, until next time, that knowledge is power, even about beautiful cars. I've been your host, John Clor. Thanks for watching.